Alright guys, Shellz from the Shellz Show here for our NFL preseason power rankings here. Gonna quickly run through them. There's an error in the graphic here. I've meant to put number 16 as the Jaguars. I'm not really sure why I changed it, but let's quickly go through our list of 32 teams. I'm gonna try and keep this as quickly as possible, trying to just rattle through them as quickly as possible, and basically try to give like one certain sentence of why I think they're gonna be like this. Anyway, let's crack on. Patriots, Bill Belichick, Tom Brady. Enough said. Don't need to say any more. Steelers, Big Ben, Roethlisberger. I mean, quality player. Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell. I mean, Bell will be back week 3 or 4. Let's be real here. That's the best trio. Triple threat in the NFL. Eagles, 75 Bowl champions. They'll be good again. But I think their RPO will be discovered this season. I don't think they'll be as good as last season, but that defense is still pretty scary. Packers, Aaron Rodgers, new contract. I think he'll play up to that level as well. Texans, Deshaun Watson and Andre Hopkins, probably the best 1-2 combo in the NFL. Will Fuller looks magnificent under Deshaun Watson as well. And of course, that defense trained JJ Watt, Whitley Merciless, and of course, Javion Clowney. The Falcons, Julio Jones. I mean, that kid can make unbelievable plays, change the game in his head. They have a nice defense. Deion Jones, I mean, he's a world-class linebacker. He is like a top 3, top 4 linebacker. Cowboys, I know Charles Frederick's out, but Dak, Zeke running angry. They're going to go. That defense looks better this season. Seahawks at 8. Nothing to be said other than Earl Thomas and Bobby Wagner are going to keep everything running like clockwork. I mean, people seem to think that that team's going to go down. They'll be grand. I mean, Russ Wilson makes things over nothing. Tyler Lockett, watch out for him this season. He's going to break out player of the year. The Rams, I think Sean McVay, second season syndrome. I'm going to be a little push back on them a little bit. They did buy Brandon Cooks and lost Sammy Watkins, of course. Donald New Money, will he play that level? It's hard to say. I think they'll be a lot better. They got Marcus Peters, of course. They'll be a good team, but I'm not buying them to be as good as last season. The Vikings, you got let 2 franchise quarterbacks walk, and you got another trash can in the place. Why did you pay all that money for Kirk Cousins? He's overrated to the max. Terrible decision, but Mike Zimmer and that defense are absolutely incredible. You guys, Anthony Barr, Harrison Smith, Xavier Rhodes, Daniel Hunter, Everson Griffin. Yeah, they'll be pretty damn good. Saints, Drew Brees, Sean Payton, offensive geniuses. They'll be good this season. They'll always be good. Number 12, Colts, Andrew Luck. He makes them a playoff team. He is that good of a quarterback. Top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Just because he hasn't played in a while, don't forget about him. The Chargers, as long as they keep the injury bug away, they should be all right. I mean, Rivers, Keenan Allen, I think they'll be good. They'll be all right with guys like Melvin Ingram, Bosa, Casey Hayward in the defense. Derwin James now, they'll be all right. The 49ers, Jimmy G, undefeated so far his NFL career. I'm expecting to see him and Shanahan come up with some intriguing, interesting stuff. Defense has got to make a big step up this year. I think they'll be all right. I wouldn't be surprised if they do well. 15, the Panthers, good defense, but they really lack on the offensive line. Cam Newton's going to have to really make up for that. I think he will do a good job with that. Number 16, the Jaguars, Blake Bortles does not display confidence to me. I think if they got Lamar Jackson and Leonard Fournette in that backfield, oh boy, they will be good. They also Allen Robinson, of course, Marquise out for the season. Yeah, I'm just not picking them to have as good a season they had last season. Number 17, the Chiefs. Brought in Sammy Watkins. That was an interesting move. Pat Mahomes now the quarterback. They could go either way. I mean, I lost Marcus, or I was gonna say Marcus. Yeah, it's Marcus Peters. Pardon me. They lost Marcus Peters. I'm not really sure. I think that team's going to be. I think they're going to regress a little bit. But Andy Reid, I think we'll have them. He'll have them at a good level. I think he'll have them offensively ready, but defensively, I think they'll take a step back. The Titans, Mike Vrabel, new head coach. I think they're a good team. I think Marcus Mariota and Derrick Henry are going to be good. I think Dion Lewis on third down is going to be interesting to see what they do with him. Their receivers need to step up. I think that defense is going to get a nice big kick up the ass from Mike Vrabel. I think they'll be much better. The Bengals. Expecting a lot of this Bengals team this season. I think they're going to be a lot better. I think AJ Green is, of course, still a premier top 5 wide receiver. I think they'll be better. They got Geno Atkins, on that D line, who's unbelievable. Carlos Dunlap, who I highly rate as well. Carl Lawson, who played fantastic last season when he got going. I think they'll be a sleeper team. I think they could potentially compete with the Steelers. The Broncos, Bradley Chubb, great pick opposite Von Miller. I think they'll be good. Case Keenum's good signing, but Emmanuel Sanders, Demaryius Thomas, they are rapidly on the decline, and that is big. That's just facts. The Lions, new host Matt Patricia had one of the worst Super Bowls ever. If he was still the Patriots, he probably would be fired. I like Kerryon Johnson, the draft pick. Matt Stafford doesn't really dispel confidence. I like their defense. I think Ziggy Johnson and Darius Slay are highly underrated, but I do think it'll take time for them to be good. They're in the division, of course, the Packers, the Vikings, and of course the Bears. Yeah, I'm not going to really rank them up that high. I think they're exactly where they should be, middle of the road. The Ravens, I think Joe Flacco gets injured and they go to Lamar Jackson. They have a real chance to be a contender, but I just they're not there yet. They're still a while away from what they do, and I just don't really trust that team. Like nothing that team stands out has been top quality. I think they need a bit of a rebuild here. I think they're 2 years away from conceding. They got Lamar Jackson. They need to build around him. The Buccaneers, James Winston suspended 3 games. They've good defense. Guys like Gerald McCoy, Levante David. Offensively, the wide receiver weapons. You got OJ Howard, tight end, Mike Evans, number 1 wide receiver, Sean Jackson, Chris Goodwin. They'll be all right. They'll be fine. Dolphins, well, couldn't have a quarterback back. Ryan Tannehill, of course, infinitely better than that thrash can. Jay Cutler, they'll be grand. Kenny Stills, Devontae Parker make up for Jarvis Landry's trade to the Browns. Defensively, I think they'll be all right. I think they'll do a little bit better. I think they'll be second in the NFC East. The Bills, playoff team last year. I just can't see that happening this year. Nathan Peterman starting a quarterback. Yikes. I don't really like their offensive weapons. The McCoy's going to play out of his mind. McDermott's got a lot of work to do that defense, but I think he'll make that defense competitive, and that'll make them a middle-of-the-road pack team probably. The Raiders, John Gruden, 10 years, $100 million. He needs to really get Derek Carr back on the road. Amari Cooper needs to play like the top receiver he is. I expect we'll see that very soon. They're not a team I'm going to jump out here and say I'm going to put them up there, but I think they'll be all right. I don't think they'll be terrible. I don't think they'll be brilliant, but it wouldn't surprise me to pick top 10 next season along with the Redskins here with the other Gruden coaches. I think I've ranked the Redskins a little low here. I've been a little bit probably conservative with where I'm ranking here for them. I think Alex Smith's a much better quarterback for them. I think he's going to be fantastic. He's got good weapons here to play with. I think to be honest, I think Alex Smith could take him to the playoffs more. Has a better chance of winning the Super Bowl than the Vikings, but just on offensively, that is. But the defense, than Josh Norman, I don't really like their defense. I think the defense needs a lot of work, but that's just my opinion. The Cardinals, 28. I think the Cardinals, they got David Johnson, Larry Fitz, so I think can drag them to 5 or 6 wins, just them guys alone. I think they need to go Josh Rosen, the quarterback, pretty soon. He's probably their best chance of winning something. The Giants, 29. What I think the Giants, I think they messed up big time with the draft. Saquon Barkley, number 2, is not a great pick. As a terrible reach. If they did want to take Saquon Barkley, move back to 4 or 5, you would have got him pretty easily. I think they should have taken a quarterback. I should have taken Bradley Chubb. Eli Manning, I'm just not confident Eli Manning can do things anymore. I know they've Odell Beckham, now they're Saquon Barkley, but that defense does not bode well for me. The Bears, number 30, yes, I know they got Khalil Mack and Allen Robinson in the offseason, but Matt Nagy, you've got to show me something before I'm going to bounce you guys up in the regular season. I think they'll be picking the top 10 next season. I think it's a guarantee. Oh wait, they're not picking top 10 next year because that pick goes to the Raiders. Unlucky. Jets, 31, Sam Darnold running the ship now, but I'm going to be honest, I don't have any faith in that team. Leonard Williams is probably their best player. Yeah, I'm not really. I don't, it's just not a team I'm going to bet money on. And of course, number 32, the Browns. Until the Browns win a game, you're going to sit right where you deserve to be sitting. That's number 32. The Browns are still dumpster fire. They could have prime Tom Brady, prime Gronk, prime Calvin Johnson, prime Deion Sanders, prime Ray Lewis, for all I care, and Lawrence Taylor. Doesn't matter who they have. They're still going to be at the bottom of the pile. They're just never going to fit this season. They botched the draft. Let's be real. They can't sort things out. They draft players. They cut them 2 years later. That's not how you build a team. You got to let the guys develop into the system, and they just failed to do that. But anyway, that is my 32 power rankings. Give me your thoughts in the comments below and who you think I've overrated, underrated, got just right. I know I said it earlier, but number 16 is the Jaguars. I made that mistake myself. Apologies for that this week. I'll have it sorted for next week. But it's a competitive list. It's definitely going to be an interesting season this season. Teams I think I've overranked, if I had to go through the top 16, probably the Cowboys and Seahawks overranked. Teams I underranked, probably the Redskins. I think the top team I think I might have overranked. I think that they could have a much better season, and I think the Lions could be sneakily good, and the Bengals. I think that both those teams could be sneakily good, but I'm just going to hold them as middle of the road pack teams right now. Plan for the NFL season, I'm going to try and get a few videos out a week just to give you different content. I will have a preview for the Houston Texans Patriots game coming up this week. I'll have my playoff predictions for each of the divisions coming up soon. I'm probably going to do that on Friday when I get time. And I think there'll be a few more. I might do 1 or 2 more games this week that are coming up, but that is the plan of action for the week. Might do some NFL over-under lines or something like that weekly. I don't know. It's going to depend on just the time frame and how I'm going to do it. But until next time, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I'll see you guys for one next week. I'm going to do week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and then probably week 6. Then from week 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, kind of from there. But just make things a bit interesting. I think the first 4 weeks, everything kind of happens. Once the bye weeks get in, I think everything kind of becomes a bit slower. So need 2 weeks to get any real change. But anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys very, very soon. More content coming up. Let's get into the season. Cannot wait for tomorrow.